of your torches and firing their crossbows into any target they can see. Now, we got the tabaxi, a half drow, a full drow, and a dwarf. Now, ignore the tabaxi. They are amused by the half drow, and they decide whether the dwarf or the other drow should die first. Three of them have easier shots on the dwarf and one easier shot on the drow, so that's how they focus their fire.
By amused by the half drow, do you mean they're looking as if from like we'll play with you later?
You can make an insight check if you want, but no, you're not there.
Invisible.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
Yes, 2. Yeah, that's right. You're invisible. I should remember that from the icon. It's quite clear. Ding, ding, ding. All right.
My name's blocking him.
Good work. 1, 2, 3 into Keviak. Going to be all pretty ineffective. On the first one, hits.
One hit.
Okay, so make a Constitution saving throw. I believe you have advantage being a dwarf since it's poison. DC 30.
All good.
Yeah, you're fine. And one into Adrastia, and she's going to be immune to the poison anyway, I think. Oh no, you could go. You could be poisoned, but you couldn't go unconscious. Yeah, that's how it is. But it doesn't hit you anyway.
Remind me, am I rolling up or down for having damage?
Always round down. D&D always round down. It's just always.
Okay.
Except
So
Arcane
one
Recovery,
damage.
which rounds up.
What trait is it that gives me the immunity to the effects of poison?
Not poison, but you can't fall asleep because you're an elf. So you can be poisoned, but you can't be.
Magic effect.
Right.
I do believe that poison can still put them to sleep.
Oh, interesting. And
I believe it states can't be put to sleep by magic.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, yes.
Magic can't put you to sleep. Yep. No, that's cool. All right. And when their assaults fail, the drow ladies go into retreat.
Big tough ones.
All right. I'll now also reveal what you see in these rooms that you've opened, since you'll inevitably be going in there at some stage. There is this room is filled with whips, and there's one of those. How would you explain it? It's a circular device that sits on the floor like a spinning table, a spinning plate or something, and you
like a lazy Susan.
Maybe I don't know what that is, but it sounds right. And you put your drow on your lazy Susan and stretch them out and bind them. I don't know if you've got this attachment to your lazy Susan. I don't know if you have the leather straps.
Hang on. It's what you would find at like a Chinese restaurant where you can like spin the plates.
Exactly. Only this is spin the victim, and so you would put your and there's currently a victim on there. There is currently a drow who is bound to that plate, and she's spinning as we speak.
How unfortunate.
All right, Kaisia.
Okay. I will dash. Here. And Bjorn will just continue sprinting like he doesn't care.
Boom! Boom, bitch! Get out of the way! Here comes Bjorn.
Yeah. He's gonna try to bite the Strauss head.
She flinches and tries to protect herself with
Doesn't that drow act first?
No, she goes on 12.
Oh, okay, right. They're both 12. It's just on my screen. It looks like she goes first.
Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah. I was thinking with Kaisia anyway. But that's, Yeah, that's how I'd prefer it to be. So, all right. Yeah,
Yeah.
it certainly does. He mauls her. She's very agile. She's got her studded leather on. It kind of looks a bit like the sort of studded leather that our good friend Aldrich would wear. By the way, Aldrich, you might want to roll for initiative, and I'll bring you up to speed. We're over here. Um, so yeah, it's the sort of leather gear that might better be suited to the Temple of Loth, with high boots that go above the knees and very little protection along the thigh or above the breasts, around the shoulders or arms. Kind of like a swimsuit with heels, really big heels, and long gloves as well. And so this individual, as she defends herself from Bjorn, um, she's quite nimble and quite adept. It's if it weren't for the sheer ferocity of his strike, where he basically bats her little buckler shield aside, she might have defended herself. And now it is her turn to retaliate. And with none but the bear to face, she delivers her wrath directly at this creature. House of Rinda will have all of your heads, she promises. My sisters, my mothers, and me, we shall feast upon your flesh. And stabs determinedly with her blade. Never whisper. All right. Bam, bam. The first one may miss. It was her desperate stabs end with her piercing the chest of your mount, Kaisia. The scratch is only slight for 5 points of damage, but 13 points of poison as the venom surges through your companion's vein.
Okay. So is that 18?
Yeah, 18 damage. That's right.
So the elemental is going to follow his orders. He's going to go into this corner and take the dodge action.
All right. He is dodging. Somewhere deeper within the dungeon, a door slams open. Slam! And slaps against the wall. And several heavy feet start running down this way, getting closer with every step. And while I bring those down, there is a drow female, quite young, and she continues to spin on that device strapped in. Help me! Help me!
Isn't it
Save
more
me!
like help me?
Help
me.
me! Help me! Yeah, something quite like that. Harrier.
Okay, well, I guess I'm going in this room. Oh, they're gone.
They're gone. You find yourself in a small room with very little furniture. There is, however, a bunch of coiled whips and daggers and other menacing tools. A little table in the center, covered with a pristine white sheet. A couple of lamp lights, bullseye lanterns that you might shine straight into someone's face. Knuckle breakers, things for removing fingernails. Those sort of devices. A bit of vinegar and salt to rub in.
I go up here.
All right, now we're in business.
I see them.
Yeah, you do. You see all of them.
Oh, there's
There's
a lot of them.
They're rushing towards you. Some of them, as you can see, the front line is made up of drow females who are currently in retreat. They're reloading their crossbows as we speak, running away. Their trim legs are sauntering as they charge their way through these stone corridors. That contrasts directly with the other monsters that are hurtling their way towards you. Fat, obese, slobbering, these grey-skinned, vaguely masculine beasts lumber towards you. Their mouths open and their hollow sockets where eyeballs would normally be.
Okay, I'm gonna move up and yell for Keviak. Hey, need you here now, and take a whack at.
Hi! It's a great hit. Even though she's wearing like a chain shirt, a very slight chain shirt manufactured in the Underdark, your first attack, but not your second, managed to get past these high-tech defenses.
And I guess that's turn. I will be back in 5 to 10 minutes. I have to go reset a breaker.
Beautiful. See you very soon. All right. Let's Lucius up.
All right. How big is the doorway in this room here? Like, how tall?
Yeah, quite tall and broad. These are dwarven constructions, and we all know how much effort dwarves put into grandeur, right? For such a small people, they insist on having very high doorways.
Oh yeah, the sense of compensation there is just
I
immense.
mean, I didn't say it. You said it. No, that's your opinion, not mine.
But my view of this one here is probably not too great with Bjorn in the way anyway.
Correct. Like he would be rearing up and then slamming down and scratching, and you'd get views of her ankles, of her hips, occasionally, maybe even of her face. But the most part, it's quite obscure.
Yeah, I'm instead then I'm gonna kind of, because I can barely see her, and Bjorn and Kassir will probably take care of that. I'll inspect these glyphs in the center of the room.
All right. Can you read Abyssal?
I don't think so, but I will use my action to use the. Oh, did we rest after the Temple of Pain? Because I use this in the Temple of Pain.
I don't think we did.
No. Okay, never mind that.
I thought we did for a day.
I can't remember.
We did.
Oh no, yeah,
Oh,
because
sorry, we did.
we
You're
went to
right,
see the black
sorry.
stuff. We rested overnight. Yeah.
Yeah, of course we did. That's my bad.
Cool.
Sorry.
So
Cool.
I will use my action to open my third eye for greater comprehension, so I can read any language and then glance at them.
Okay, cool. Make an Arcana check with advantage. Okay. This is, for want of a better word, a chant, or a code, or a gate, a portal. This is the portal. This is the gate to the abyss. And opening it is a very simple action of uttering certain phrases and spilling a certain amount of blood. The blood has to belong to a sentient humanoid, but beyond that, there's not much more involved. So the sacrifice of a sentient humanoid, the uttering of certain commands, which you need both Elven and Abyssal in order to speak, and that's really all it takes to open up a portal to the abyss right here.
And what would it take to destroy this? Is this like etched into the ground, or is it like a chalk portal? Or
It's a bit more intense than that. What would it take to close it? It's not chalk. The images are made of magic. They're just like swirling images of magic that sit above the ground, and the ground itself is essentially corrupted, opening up a semi-permanent membrane between our world and theirs. Things like dispel magic would be able to shut it temporarily. Something more powerful like Mordenkainen's disjunction or some spell that really wrecks magic would be able to send it off for an even longer time. but actually getting rid of a portal, that's it almost always involves having to go inside the portal to change something on the other side so that the two worlds are no longer aligned.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so you can. The portal's not currently active. It requires a sacrifice and command words in two different language to activate, but it could be activated at any time.
Yeah, we'll discuss this in detail after the combat then.
All right, Zebra.
I'm curious what Ariok is up to. Yeah, I will. Actually, I'm just gonna dash to the back here. Still
Yeah.
invisible.
Of course, I need to keep that in mind.
Yeah, I've got the icon on there. I'll
Exactly,
take it off.
right?
So
How can I not see it? You know, so
it's right over my face. Like
it's hiding. It's you're quite clearly in ninja mode.
that'll be my turn though.
All right. So Sanj,
Hmm.
well, you're leaving a natural cavern and opening up into what was once a dwarven city, dwarven temple specifically.
Right. So I've gone. That's 30. I'll dash 40. See the bear dealing with this drow here. Kind of go up here, and then seeing these two in here, kind of look, like glare at the fire elemental and ask, like, "What are you doing? Get in there! Incinerate them now!" And kind of keep moving up.
Excellent.
That'll be
Fire
it.
elemental has its commands. All right, Keviak, the wizard is getting in front of you.
Yeah. He shouldn't have done that. Keviak's just gonna bowl straight through him.
He's not your
Oh.
boss anymore. You know, you don't
Well,
have to
Keviak
step
calls him
aside.
boss, but you don't get in the way of a barbarian doing his job.
Oh, hello,
you know?
Kevy.
Man,
Oh, fuck! Oh, God!
oh. Gives you a big bruise on your right hand flank.
Ow!
And as he's running up, he's gonna quickly sort of swap his mace into his shield hand and pull a javelin to throw as he rounds the corner.
Now, before you roll this die, I should point out something which I haven't bothered to tell everyone else. It's relevant, but with so much going on, there's no need for details. But these doors, right? These doors are old dwarven doors, massive bronze inlaid wooden doors in most cases, huge works of art. But they've been defaced. Whatever original depictions they once had, whatever symbols and sigils, sacred representations and relics they had, have been graffitied over the years by goblins, by giants, and more recently by drow. Each one of these doors is a work of art. Each of these walls is perfect geometry and skillmanship, and they've defaced every one of them. You can roll the die now.
Alright.
Here comes that crit.
You know it, baby.
Oh!
Wow.
The
Nice.
power
I'm
of
telling you,
dwarven
man,
rage.
dice love barbarians.
Dice love stories.
That should be
Love
one
fun.
more d6.
Then it's 2d6 because every die is doubled.
Well, it's 1d6 plus the 1d6 plus the second d6. So
Yeah, it's the brutal critical thing.
Every die is doubled, so wouldn't it be 2d6?
No, the
Yeah.
brutal critical ability, what it is, isn't it that you roll 3d6 instead of 2d6 when you crit?
Oh,
basically,
that's
you just add an extra. Let me.
yeah,
I
sure, but
pull it
so
off my
so
sheet.
so dice are always doubled, except in this instance because this is
It's basically the half orc racial. That's all it is.
right. Right. Yeah. Okay. Cool. No, that's good to know. I'll try to remember that.
Yeah,
this
so it's a total of 14 damage, or actually 17 damage with raging.
couldn't have been a more perfect strike. She was already injured, burned, I believe. No, not burned. Anyway, she was already injured. How did but your strike couldn't have been more precise, more perfect. How did she die?
He just skewers her through, like, straight through the chest like a kebab, you know, like just straight up like vampire steak that just protrudes at her back.
She collapses into the female behind her, who lets out a terrified scream at the corpse of her sister in her arms. The new drow is dead.
Poor Drow.
Atrastia.
Good lord. Anyway, so I'm just gonna go this way. Oh, hello. I'm melee range with you now, aren't I? That's
Yeah,
fine.
she is. She has a pair of swords in her hands, too short.
I can fight
Wait.
close combat.
I knew it. House Freeth will never have these caverns.
House free. You assume I still work for them? If I'm in any way associated with them? A dead house, in my opinion.
You lie. They will be dead when we are done with them. We are done with you.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Ooh, yeah. See about that indeed. Boom. Oh my god.
All right. How does your as your the blood sprays all over the drow, spinning on the circle on the table? How does she die?
I'd imagine that as I turn the corner and we exchange these words, she strikes at me with her daggers, and
Yeah.
I block them with my crossbow, then fire one bolt into her stomach so she
Ooh.
doubles over in pain, and then sort of kneel down and point my crossbow upwards and shoot upwards through her neck.
Execution. It knocks her onto the table, and the table goes into a spinning free fall for all.
It gave me a machine gun, basically. Thanks.
What you need. All right. The
Now this is...
injured
Sorry, go ahead.
the injured drow female that is engaged with Ariok stabs desperately at the Tabaxi's position. Is a 16 hit? He might not be here, but I don't think it will. With seeing the dwarf come down the chamber, the remaining drow female who hasn't yet taken any injuries fires upon him, fires upon Keviak, but a 14 is unlikely to be enough to
Yep.
hit him.
That's a miss. Catches it on his shield.
And she flees deeper down the corridor, rushing past the grey-skinned, eyeless denizens that are coming towards her. This one flees away from Ariok. Um, um, he's not here, so someone want to roll a d20 just for the sake of it, for an attack of opportunity. That one.
Ooh.
Okay, that's pretty convincing. And she breaks his neck before he can get away. Eldritch, you were briefly entranced. This is the situation thus far. We've come down the River Sargouth in the Sargouth level. We found a cave filled with spider webs and chased a drider up there. As you might remember, that chase went on for a significant amount of time, and it ended less than a minute ago, or maybe around about a minute ago. Shortly after the Drider was killed, a drow male scout turned up and was alerted to our presence, retreated into the temple, and declared that House Freeth is attacking one of the rival drow houses. So we've been mistaken for them. You're at the rear now, and the party is clearing the way before you.
I'm gonna slowly poke my head around the corner, making a awkward face. um, and then I'm going to just walk here and end my turn.
All right. I see ya.
Okay. I'm gonna come here, do a gnarly front flip over Bjorn, and come down swinging with my greatsword on this guy or this chick.
Beautiful. She is. This room is a. How do you describe it? There's a. This room has a table, and on the table there are chains that would bind a prisoner there. Only there's no devices for pain or punishment. There's no saws or pliers, or the only whip is the one in her hands. But there is a bucket of water and a sack big enough to put over someone's head.
I see.
Uh-huh. There is no one in there. But of course, the nude, wet man is lying dead beside it. All right. So you burst into here, and this woman holds up her shield to block against you. But in spite of her skill, oh no, actually, she does. She blocks it. It's a great swing, but she catches it almost to her own surprise in the buckler, and defends your decisive blow by the skin of her teeth.
Okay.
Your bear adds some more pressure to the fight.
Yeah, he's gonna kind of look down at his stab wound and just kind of claw her face real quick. Or try to.
Yeah.
I don't think a 12 will hit.
It will not. She spins as fast as she can, and lumbering Bjorn strikes nothing but thin air. She retaliates. Can you speak Elven?
No.
You do not know the insult that she delivers to you, but she switches her attention away from the bear and directly at you. "11 and 13.
Those both miss.
All right. Not going to help her here. Fire Elemental kicks back into action. Fire Elemental, if you're there, Sanj.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No worries.
Yeah, so he's got his orders. He just comes in, gets up on this spinning plate,
Oh dear.
and yeah, just goes for it.
All right.
Don't miss.
The woman who is strapped down to the plate and spinning helplessly. Her open wounds bleeding freely makes an easy target. He has advantage to strike her.
Great.
Oh,
So it'll be
God.
it's a crit and then a 16.
All right. Elistre, save me! She says as she burns to death.
Oof.
Oops.
Do I hear
Yeah.
that?
From your, what's your perception?
My
Your
passive
passive
perception?
perception. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
13.
Yes, you will hear that from where you are.
Someone say something.
Sand
I was
Like,
just
you're a
about.
mystery.
Oh, grabs it like, oh, pulls the collar of
Yeah.
his shirt. Like,
Like Futurama.
just-
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I was just about to yell out like, Sanj, wait, but it's too late.
Grey-skinned entities pour past Ariok, ignoring him, and focusing their attacks instead on the dwarf. They lumber down the halls, using their knuckles to catapult them like a gorilla, giving them the additional burst of speed that they need to charge through tunnels like. These Grimlocks then raise massive spiked clubs made of little more than bone, massive thigh bones of giant lizards and subterranean beasts, and they beat down upon Keviak mercilessly, their eyeless faces glaring at him. There's a 2 24s and a 19 hit.
Those all hit.
All right, so 5, flat 5, 5 plus right. So it's 9, and then another 7 is 16. Oh, they'd all be halved though, wouldn't it? Oh, this makes the math
Yep.
a little more difficult. 2 and 2
Just add
is
a-
2. 2 and 2 equals 2. 4 and 3 equals 3. Anyway, you can do it. I'll let you do the math.
All right. Give me just a sec.
I think you have the single instance of damage, not the damage die as well. So
But if it was fire damage, then it would be different. So I think that they'd be halved individually.
Yeah, it's individual first, then added together.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Proceed, and I'll work that out.
They beat down. The Illustre worshipper is dead. Ariok. Ariok is AFK. Lucius.
I'll kind of give a side eye into the room that has the elemental, but pretend I didn't hear anything and then keep moving. Okay, I can see scary things in there. I'll step into the doorway and cast Firebolt on this one here.
All right. Its stony skin will not protect you from your arcana. Anyway, protect him.
Now we'll step five foot back again.
You inflame him, and he is scorched badly, stumbling over dead. Zevram, you see only shadows of fire flickering through the tunnels, with no direct line of sight between you and the worshipper. You can only imagine the agony that she experiences as she is torched to death.
tortured to death. Yes.
He kind of does have line of
8
sight.
out of 10.
Do I get the feeling, or would I hear that maybe more are coming from this direction at all, or do I feel like this is the? I guess
You can use your reaction to make a perception check.
I'll do that.
You think you hear more coming, but you're not certain.
I will run up to this creature and I'll swing at it with my sword. Advantage for the first one because I'm invisible.
Uh-huh. Bam. Instant death.
I will obviously not be invisible anymore. Step up 5 more feet. Use my extra attack. Oh, 28 still. And then I'll yell out to Adrastia, "Don't worry, I'll come save you in a minute."
I just don't even. I just don't even give that a response.
I'm just assuming it was her that said, "Illustrate, save me."
I turn back to look at the elemental as it completes its work, and I'm gonna stop concentrating on it.
So it was released?
It disappears because it's not because if I fail a concentration check, it becomes hostile. But if I just end the spell, it just goes.
Excellent.
So I'm gonna go 20, 25 feet. And I am. Let's see. I'll take out my wand of magic missiles, and I'm gonna cast. I'm gonna spend 2 charges to target the top fellow.
All right.
So it's
Boom, boom, boom. You the first attack wounds, then first an injury, then a wound, a critical injury, and finally he is knocked to the ground and lies on the ground bleeding from the damage that you've inflicted upon his body. Only one remains. Keviak, this stone creature is standing right in front of you. It looks terrified at the short work that finished off its companions. And even though it has no eyes, it sniffs the air and knows death when it smells it.
It's gonna smell like this hammer.
It doesn't smell it coming. Bam.
So I have an extra attack. Am I able to do like a melee attack and then a thrown attack?
Sure can.
All right. Keviak's gonna move up.
You stomp like straight over the corpse of this blubbering
just
stony.
burls it over with his shield. Keeps running because he's got another target in mind, and he's gonna hurl a javelin at the fleeing drow.
Bam! It just breaks through the links within her chainmail. Oh, 12 damage? Oh, no,
That's
it's only
right.
9. It's only 9 because I don't think you get it on thrown weapons.
It's well. Let me double check that.
I
Yeah,
don't think it specifies melee attack.
yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. My bad.
Cool.
I'll take that off.
Adrastia, you're you're in the room with a dead drow. A couple of dead drow.
Is there any obvious contraption in the room to stop the spinning circle, like a lever or a button or something?
Yeah, pretty simple. It's not high tech at all. You're able to stop the spinning with ease.
Alright, then I'll walk up and like hit the, let's say it's a button. And then I'll hop onto the spinning disc and check the recently incinerated drow and see if she's beyond saving or not.
Alright, has she had a go yet?
Yeah, she had one
No, I
go,
don't
I
think she
think.
has. No. Since her injury, has she had a go? Has it passed? I might have deleted her icon immediately. I think.
I think she had one go after the fire elemental took her out.
Right. Okay. Cool. I'll give her a death saving throw. She is alive.
All right, then I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds at 3rd level. Like really put as much of my energy into it as I can. Oh well, that was pretty rough, but oh, it's healing.
But you nonetheless save her life, and she looks up at you with terror.
I just say to her in Elven, like, yeah, I know. I'm not with them. Yeah, I'm not with them. I promise. I keep it. I don't undo her binds for now. I just try to calm her down before I try to undo her binds.
Okay, I must have it terribly out of order for some reason. All right, cool. So yeah, you deliver the healing, the blessing of that you're able to summon, and she blinks up at you with terror. The injured drow, meanwhile, the female that has a javelin stuck within her, summons all the strength she can and sprints away. You hear her footsteps echoing throughout the corridor as she leaves a trail of blood in her wake. Aldrich, you are taking up the rear. You probably shouldn't be. They should be a bit further down the initiative order.
Is this person dead?
No.
I'm going to say, why are you beating up a Drastia? Oh wait, that's not a Drastia. That's a Drow.
Trying to say we
and,
all look the same.
Y'all look the same, and I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead.
Right. And she does what she can to resist, but it's not going to be enough.
And then I will end my turn right here.
21 damage. It causes her to ring with pain. Her ears bleed, and as does her nose. But she holds her footing and prepares for the inevitable onslaught that Kaisia and Bjorn will deliver.
Mhm. Alright. I'm just gonna
Kaisia.
take my greatsword and start swinging for her head.
All right.
Good old baseball swing to the face.
Oh, it's a devastating hit. Her shield is not high enough to defend like this blow.
And then everyone in 300 feet hears the maniacal laughter of two monkeys. Bjorn will take the chance to try and bite at her as well.
All right. Not unnerved by the monkey, but all he can get is a mouthful of shield. This woman looks like she might be in severe danger at this point, and as a result, she has a few options left. You're not moving, are you? Should
No, I'm not.
specify. No. Closing her eyes briefly, she calls upon her racial powers to summon up a field of pure darkness And in doing that, she begins to squeeze past Bjorn and Kaisia, but you both vaguely know where she is, but you also don't want to strike each other. You both have disadvantage on your attack rolls to strike her as she attempts to maneuver. Ooh,
In the
ooh.
rolls with opportunity attacks, it actually says you have to see the target.
I'll say that they can make them in this one because it's there's they know where she is more or less. So I'll give you the attacks at disadvantage.
Okay. Oh, when she moves as well, the booming blade will trigger for
Ooh,
extra damage.
good call. Okay, so the greatsword will just barely miss. She deflects it with the. Oh no, there's a 21-29. I was looking at the 2017.
Yeah. They ignore the thunder damage on that one.
Okay, cool. So the sword hits. I didn't see, but the bear misses. So what's and with the booming blade and the sword, how much damage is that?
Another 10 damage.
Total?
For 24 damage.
Ooh, ooh, and I guess she has to make a concentration saving throw. Concentration check.
Yeah.
Pretty sure darkness is a concentration spell.
I think it is.
13 against
12. So yeah,
she stumbles away out of the darkness. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And Aldrich just oh no, you probably can't see through the darkness.
Oh,
You get a glimpse of her getting away, but
How'd she go so far?
dash.
Yeah, but didn't she use her action to do darkness?
Oh, you're right. Yeah, good call. Stumbling through it. Yep, cool. No worries.
guys, we got a runner.
We'll run after it.
Okay, I'll try.
Beyond that, all seems to be quiet. Aldrich. You hear the drow escaping towards the south, but you can't see her. She's still lost in the darkness.
I'm going to hold my action to cast hold person if I see her come into view
Excellent.
from the darkness. I'll just stand right here.
Excellent. If she, they'll the way you're standing. It's all as long as she runs south and not north, then you will have at least one opportunity to get your spell off. And of course, if she doesn't emerge, then your spell will be wasted. Ariok, the corpses of these the corpses of these entities with no eyes lie at your feet. So do a couple of drow bodies as well. We know at least one drow female got away. She's wounded. She got a javelin in her, but she's run to the north. Beyond that, it sounds like one is also running away to the south. What do you do?
I'm gonna move up to here.
Uh-huh.
I don't see her. So that's 35, 45. Oh, I see bloody footprints. So I'm gonna dash for another 50.
All right. Your dash is keep going.
You have a step of the wind as well.
Your
I
dash
don't
is
have
in.
step of the wind. What are you talking about?
Dash is interrupted by a grimlock. You get to here and or here, and this eyeless creature sniffs you out and attacks. He's been holding his action for someone to come by, and he swings his club with all the strength he can muster. Does a 17 hit?
No.
All right, you've still got the rest of your movement, so if you wanted to move up to there, you can. But you also see where the bloody footprints lead to a drow who tosses a javelin aside as he tries to get away, reloading a crossbow.
Now, why do I have Breath of the Wind?
You can spend a key point to dash as a bonus action as well.
Oh yeah, yeah, I know.
It's a monk thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, I'm not going to use the key point. If I dash, that's my action.
Mm-hmm.
So you've still got 10 foot of that original movement that you calculated before you're interrupted.
I'll go to there, and I guess that's my turn because I use it. Action.
All right. He's used his reaction to hold his action, so he doesn't get an attack of opportunity as you move away from him. Lucius.
I shall use my Crook of Liberty to cast Dispel Magic on the duck.
All right. It is a second level spell and thus dispelled instantly. This woman looks almost dead. How she's surviving must be on will alone. You see her stumbling the way someone might stumble out of a surgery midway through a procedure, an operation.
And Aldrich has his whole person prepared, so she has to make, I think it's a wisdom save.
Good point. So the instant the darkness drops, Eldritch does indeed get his spell off. So she
actually,
makes
before she rolls, I'm
Yep.
going to use a portent on that since it's an enchantment spell.
Sure.
I'll give her a 7, so she fails.
She has been held. All right, Zevram. Typically, Ariok has run off into the darkness. There's some action going on down to the south as well. It seems that there's enemies on both fronts, and you're left to hold it together like the leader you are.
I feel like I'm following the leader right now. So I I just chase after. I can see there's something in the distance there, but I used my action to dash.
That's something as a Grimlock that is missing Ariok before your very eyes. An eyeless thing from beneath the surface of the earth. That's Sanj, I skipped over you. So.
I just want to double check that movement. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. You're in a torture cell, Sanj. There's all sorts of torture devices here.
Yeah, okay. All right, I see Zevram shoot off. So as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Expeditious Retreat on myself. And I'm also going to channel some of that magic into my stone to give myself 10 extra movement.
Yibbity yibbida.
So I will move 30, and as a bonus action, dash to the 60. And I am going to then hold a Ray of Frost with my Master Apprentice wand.
Alright. Kaviak. People are running off towards your east and they're leaving you behind.
Yeah, not on Keviak's watch. How high are the ceilings in this cabin?
Quite high, about 20 feet high because they're dwarves. And why wouldn't they be 20 feet high? Are you trying to say something? Is that what you're trying to say? That we don't need roofs 20 feet high? Is that like, well, what if I want 20-foot high roofs?
What if we want to walk some elephants through here, you know?
That's right.
Because we can do that. We're fucking dwarves.
That's right.
We can do whatever the fuck we like.
We're rich. We can buy all the elephants. Exactly. They're probably starved to death.
Why do I feel like I'm
I
watching
played Dwarf
a
Fortress
video?
Anyway, he's going to activate his winged boots.
Beautiful.
And basically just start running along the walls.
How does it make you feel, Sanj, to see your old henchman fly through the air like some kind of supervillain?
It's a weird mixture of pride and jealousy.
Pride and jealousy.
He's got these sick boots that he can just fly around in, and I'm here using my own 2 legs like a sucker. I can fly as well, but I don't have it
And,
prepared.
I can do that, but I don't want to.
Mm.
he's gonna fling a javelin at that.
All right, it has +5 to its armor class because it's in such an excellent position. But as it lunges forward with a clumsy shot, you have a chance to hit. Oh, the Grimlock is saved by fortune as your javelin lodges itself right in the cornerstone. It sniffs the javelin and touches it like a blind man, and then shudders with fear. Now, Drastia, this drow looks up at you, and she says to you in the elven tongue, "Why did you save me?"
Well, in your final moments, you called out for Elistre and not Loth. That tells me that you're worth saving.
Can you raise her too? And she looks at the dead companion beside her.
Her also?
Yes,
Why her?
she can be saved, her soul and body.
I'm gonna examine her, see if she can even be saved or if it's too late.
I'll give her 2 death saves. You'll need to pass them both.
Well,
She has stabilized and is breathing.
I'm gonna take her weapons and toss them into the adjacent room, and then use cure wounds at first level.
She goes for her weapons.
Aim.
It's a healer, but she goes for her weapons, but they're not there.
Yeah. And so I just aim my crossbow at her, like, don't move, or else you're going straight back to death's door.
She looks down at the strapped down companion. Why did you save me?
Well, this one, and I motion towards the strapped down one. This one insists that there's still hope for you.
Hmm. She looks down at the companion and gives a little bit of a smile. I love you, Girith. And I love you too, Paranoia.
Just raise an eyebrow at this, but I don't say anything. Well, the two of you just stay put.
She
Yeah, I'm
maneuvers.
sure.
The second one that you've brought back to life, even as you're saying move put, she's maneuvering herself around the room.
I'm just gonna poke my crossbow into her back. Like, what did I just say about not moving?
She looks over at where you've tossed her weapons, and then she sees Lucius and and uh, and Aldrich, and then she sees the bear beyond that as well, and raises her hands. She surrenders.
All right, back up into the far side of the room, please.
Uh,
Me and my companions will surely have some questions to ask the two of you once this is done. So just sit tight.
Tricia, the battle appears to be over.
Yeah, so I'm gonna kind of scooch Bjorn back and kind of walk out here. What are we gonna do with that one? And those ones? I thought we were murdering these people.
As well, that remains to be seen. We have some questions to ask first.
Oh, okay. I'll be it for my turn.
All right, this one is held. Her her back is faced towards you, and she's caught in mid stride. Bjorn sniffs her. He looks at you. He kind of he gives you that look. You know, I could eat her right now, right? Like,
Give her a minute. We'll figure it out.
Ah,
naked one.
he goes over and has some sausage. Alright, looks like she can make a break for it. Let's give her a saving throw. She gets
It's
plus
at
3 to that.
the end of her turn anyway.
It's at the end of her turn. She has broken free. She makes a run for it, but it's not her go. All right. Grimlock. Last Grimlock. Launches himself. Oh, I forgot about this drow female. I forgot about her. She keeps running. 3, 4, 5, 6. And then fires one bolt at Ariok. Ooh, and the bolt it misfires, and her hand crossbow, the wires shatter upon it, and she is left without a ranged weapon. The Grimlock launches itself after you, Ariok, not having the sense to stay out of cover from those approaching from the south. 18, does that hit?
Negative.
You must leap over it or swirl to the side. It was a pretty good strike. And the bone club smashes against the tiles below. The battle is almost over, and yet not quite. Seems that it will continue. Aldrich, it's over where you're standing, though, right?
I'm gonna slowly creep up behind this drow and gonna smell the back of her hair and go up.
You notice she gets goosebumps all over her body.
I'm gonna go to her ear and say, I don't really know if we need this many hostages alive. Maybe I'll just end you right now. And then, as I let the suspense build, I will tie her up.
She's no longer held, and so she snaps around towards you and says, "You are the priest of Leviatar."
Yes.
I can show you brand new ways of torture and pain. Give me my life, and I will enlighten you and amuse you at the same time.
I just smack her open-handed and just tell her, shut up.
Your blow knocks her to the ground, and she's lying there, dizzied and dazed from your gauntleted head. It was as much as she could take, and she is now sort of passing in and out of consciousness, stunned, seeing stars on the ground. Two targets, Ariok, one directly in front of you, one limping away.
Oh, I'm going for the drow. Okay.
Crunch, the first blow is enough. She's done for.
Okay. Since I landed a punch, I can move back, spend a key point, and hit whatever this thing is for 2 more.
And although it's not the perfect combination, it's enough to finish the creature off. And your kills are relatively silent. Um, using bare hands, breaking necks and bones, and the corpses slump to your feet, almost without sound. So I should finally describe the room that you find yourself in. It appears to be a prison. There are several cells to the western side of the wall. That's over here, and there are further cells to the north as well. The place must have once harbored the Grimlocks who came down to attack you, but they're all dead now. Um, some people are reaching their arms out through the cells, through the cell doors, to try to calling for your assistance, for your help. But other cells lay completely quiet.
What kind of people are in the cells?
You can't see from where you are. So I won't stay in initiative. I'll let you sort of regroup, but so I'll start describing it shortly. But for the now, I'll let the party regroup.
While everyone's coming up this, assuming for while I've got a sec at least, and expeditious retreat's going, I'm gonna just like quickly breeze up and down this corridor, looking for false walls, secret passageways, a device with which to open said passageway if there is one.
Sure. So the way you spend the next few moments is with an investigation roll.
Yeah, perfect. Okay.
Kiviak's gonna gather up his javelins. What are the rules for ammo recovery?
Usually you can recover them, and arrows is usually 50%. But otherwise, it just depends. In this case, your javelins are fine.
All right, thank you. So just like if I could reasonably get it back, I do.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, javelins tend to be it's pretty easy to retrieve and simple to repair as well. So yeah, they're usually not a big issue.
Thank you kindly.
Yep.
Lucius will spend these few moments kind of pondering on a way to try and keep the portal shut without having to go through it, taking up measurements of the room and everything, thinking, worst case scenario, we'll just disable this thing long term and then trap the shit out of the entire room.
Excellent.
Is this portal, is it like a structural thing? Like, has it been built and then enchanted to serve its purpose, or is it? I guess my question is, if we were to structurally damage the area that it sits on, would that have a lasting effect?
I asked this earlier, and he said it's like magical runes and stuff. It's been
Right.
created with magic.
Yeah,
So the
okay.
only way to permanently close it would be to go through the portal and close it from the other side.
Hmm.
He said dispel magic will shut it for a small period of time. A more intense magic will shut it for a longer period of time. But to keep
Yeah,
it shut
okay.
permanently, you'd have to go through.
You can make a Arcana check to decipher further clues that haven't been found, but that was pretty
That's the
a
gist of
pretty
it.
good
Okay,
summary.
sure. I'll Yeah, I might go ahead and do that actually. Yeah.
All right, so Sanj has
here.
been searching for secret doors. He's now investigating this contraption down here. I'll go back to the room up to the north, since there are several doors that you'll no doubt long to open. I might get rid of these fences. There's really no need for them. You can see through them. The bars. They're bars. These are cells. And so these cells are all the contents of them are quite visible. There's no real need to hide them. So I'll go through them one by one before elaborating on any that you find particularly interesting. This one's a human. This one's a human male, probably age 30. It doesn't look in very good condition. This one's a hobgoblin, has the scars of war. This one was a hobgoblin. He's dead. This one is a male drow. He's looking at you with suspicion. This one's a male drow. He's looking at you with suspicion. This one's a male drow. He's looking at you with suspicion. The drow show signs of lashings and other injuries, but they're not in as bad condition as the human or the hobgoblin. The drow also are fully clothed. Whereas the human is clothed in rags, and the hobgoblin doesn't have much left but pants. There's also an elf to the north. I haven't described her either. A high elf. She has a bigger cell than anyone else.
Well, of
Um,
course she does.
And finally, a door, and there are people. There is noise going on beyond the door. Yeah, well,
I
she needs one.
I go up to the human, offer him my water skin. Are you a water Davian?
You'll get no answers out of me, Drow.
Oh, right. Uh, not a drow. I mean, half a drow, not a full drow. Look, I'm one of the good guys. I'm with the Silver Cloaks of Waterdeep.
Make a persuasion check at disadvantage. Really? You're Zevram?
But I didn't know people knew my name, but yes.
My brother got a job with the Dung Sweepers Guilds. He knows you from the North Ward, from some jobs that you did.
Oh yes, Barry, right?
Yes, Barry Breer. Barry Breer.
Wow,
I'm
you're right.
Geldrax Breer. Did he tell you about me? I light
Uh,
lamps.
you wait. You light lamps?
Yes. And when you walk down the streets of Waterdeep at night, I'm keeping you safe because I light the lamps that guide the way.
Oh,
That's actually
well,
a job.
good job. Thank you for your years of service.
Thank you. I do enjoy the civil service. I think it's important to support one's government.
Right. Well, we'll get you right out of here. Um, any more water Davians down here?
Ah, I don't think so. But the fellow beside me, well, he's rather capital. His name's Lurash, and he's the favored bodyguard of a warlord.
I like look into the cell and then back to him, back into the cell. You know he's a hobgoblin.
Yes. They're resisting the Drow advancement.
Oh, really? There's a resistance down here.
Yes, a goblin resistance.
Oh,
See,
well,
goblins
we
are
have
people
experience
too.
with that. Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. But look, are there keys around here somewhere?
Oh, I believe that they're being held by one of the matrons.
Oh, and where do they mill about?
Say, have you any food? I haven't eaten in some time.
Oh, yes. Of course. I think I have something here. Yes, I have some rations here. Have a ration. And what was your friend's name?
Lurash.
Uh, Lurash. Here, you have one too.
The hobgoblin says thank you in the common tongue.
And your friend here. Oh, he's dead. Uh, would you like a ration, sir?
Set me free. I can help you.
I plan to. Are you? What's your house?
We are
Are you-
houseless, my brother and I. We are commoners within our society, growth herders and merchants.
Sort of looks suspiciously between the two.
They're identical twins.
It's almost like they use the same token twice. If I said the name Ilistri, what sort of feelings does that invoke?
What feelings would you like them to invoke?
No. Answer the question.
We are the enemies of Loth, so we are friends with you and your team.
So, what do you feel when I say we are with Ilistri?
Good. We feel good.
Do I feel like he's being truthful?
Make an insight check. You believe that he is attempting to strike a alliance of convenience.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give them each a ration for now, but I'll continue looking at them suspiciously as I look at this last cell. And you, what's your story?
Did I hear you say that you were with the Silver Cloaks?
Yes, I am.
Set me free, and I will help you finish off House Orinda.
And what assurances do I have that I can trust you?
The assurance that I could have killed you already. And he shows you a shank that he's fashioned out of stone.
Oh, very ingenious of you. There's one problem. I'm out here and you're in there.
My arms can reach through these bars.
Oh, I step back 5 feet. What about now?
If you would prefer to fight them on your own, I shall wait for you.
Well, I'll be back once we have the keys. Yeah, I head back down towards the other cells, and I'm gonna attempt to unlock these with my thieves' tools.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just the 2.
Yeah. They're pretty primitive locks, and they open with ease. Weapon, says the hobgoblin.
I first usher them slightly away from the drow. Do I have a spare
We should
weapon?
escape, says Geldrich the Superior. There's no need to battle them. Let's find a way out of here.
Oh, unfortunately, there is a need to battle them. You are most likely not their last victim. They've been kidnapping quite a lot of people, actually. Better just put a stop to it now. Do you know how to use a whip, Lurox?
I can use any weapon. Better than any man.
What about you, sir? Can you handle a blade?
Oh, I have training in martial arts.
Oh, great. So you don't need a weapon?
I would. Do you have a sword?
Yes, I do. Here, I have a scimitar for you.
He holds it
And
like a rake.
I take it out of his hand and put it into the hobgoblin's hands, and I give him the whip. And I look to the hobgoblin. Protect him if you can.
He nods.
And I'll say, if you head down south, there's a raft. You might be able to take it to Skullport. If you want to wait for us there, we can then take you to the surface. Otherwise, if you want to hang around here, just be quiet until everything's or until the dust is settled, at least.
Yeah, they're not really sure, so they'll settle somewhere in between. And the rest of the
That
party
sounds
sees a hobgoblin coming down, an armed hobgoblin, and he's leading a human dressed in rags.
Hey, who are you?
What have we here?
I'm Geldax, and this is Lurash. We were prisoners, but we were freed by Zevram of the Silver Cloaks.
And he just gave you a sword?
Well, and a whip.
I see.
And where is Zevram now?
Um, I believe he's off freeing more dark elves.
Oh,
Ay, 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 ay. Aldrich, do you want to look after the prisoners? I'll go see what Zevram's up to.
now Lucius, deep breath. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth.
Keviak
okay,
goes
Lucius,
marching
I've
down the
got this.
corridor too.
I pop my head into this room like very quickly, and it's just like a sorry about the elemental, and I kind of just go back to the couch and just kind of like twiddle my thumbs and fidget a little bit.
Zevram, Ariok, what do you pair up to?
Just freeing prisoners.
Well, is there a door up? You said there was a door up here, right?
There is a door there. There's a final cell on your right that contains an elf. She's watching you with a great deal of anticipation, and there is a door to your north as well.
Okay. I open the door.
All right, everyone, roll for initiative. From the start,
Oh yeah.
exactly where you already are right now.
Oh yeah. Oh, look at that.
What are those?
Strider heaven.
Sorry about your fur.
Wait, are they? I can't tell if they're troglodytes or fucking what are they? Those interplanar frog creatures.
Slans?
I
Slugs.
can't
Slugs.
see too well because they're in my dim light, but they look like slugs, not.
It's some sort of frog lizard creature.
Stop breathing. You get me horny.
What?
It must have been me. I'm sorry.
Someone keeps breathing in my ear. It's getting me going.
I didn't realize it was so easy, Mark.
Hey, oh man, it doesn't take much anymore.
D&D ASMR.
Mm.
Do we lose Arctic?
No, Arctic's rolling so many dice. Okay, so I assume everyone's rolled for initiative, right?
I think so.
Alright.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the distance, you hear a door open, but Adrastia, the party's already decided to move north, so we're already beginning to travel towards the group when the chaos begins. Yeah, we had a few minutes to sort of consolidate, to recuperate, to reorganize, but we remained separated. And thus now it sounds like whatever's going on is happening in a considerable way away in the distance.
I guess my ears perk up at this sound, and I figure it can't be good. So I throw a glance at Sanj and Aldrich and Kaisia, and tell them, oh, that can't be good. Go check that out. I'll stay here and keep an eye on these three,
Hold on.
and I'll ready an action and to shoot any of the three if they try to attack me or make a break for it, and
Excellent.
I'll posture threateningly so they know that's my intention.
Cool. Ariok, make a perception check. Alright. The giant spider that is above you has been hiding. Let's see how. A 13. Just you spot it only a fraction too late as it descends from above, dropping down and attacking, biting you on the head, injecting its poison straight into the veins that connect your neck to your scalp. Has advantage on this attack at 22. 11 points of piercing damage, 10 points of poison damage.
No, just 11 points of piercing damage. That's it.
Good point. Good point. And the giant spider attempts to drag you up into its web, but you're too heavy for it to, for now at least. Chysea. We begin moving towards the north, only vaguely aware that chaos is unfolding up there. If Chysea is there, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I was laying on the couch, just kind of picking at the gunk underneath my fingernails.
No worries.
And,
You gain inspiration from your personal hygiene.
And hearing Ariok scream, because I know she's terrified of spiders.
I am.
Kind of jumped. I don't know. Are you?
Are you?
Would
No.
you scream when a giant spider fell on your face?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Wouldn't you?
Yes, I would.
It's a fair assumption.
Yeah, I'll kind of jump to my feet and start dashing up the hallway.
Beautiful. Your steps echo, and soon you will find a trail of blood, and the footprints will lead you in the direction you need to go. Someone screams from behind a large bronze door that separates this hallway from whatever lies beyond. All right, Lucius.
You just skip Keviak.
Oh, I'm sorry, Keviak.
Keviak's gonna
Krennic.
rage. Move up and lay 2 reckless attacks with his warhammer into the giant spider.
All right, you have to jump to reach it. Make an athletics check.
Are your boots of flying still active?
Ah, you got flying boots.
Yeah, I'll just kick those on.
Boom, and you soar straight up, and so you've lost both rages by now, haven't you?
I have 4.
Ah, you have 4 rages. Awesome. All right. So yeah, you're able to power your way up there and strike the spider with ease on its own terms, its own level.
So these are reckless, so with advantage.
Great. They will hit.
So total of 21 damage.
All right. The spider pours green gunk out from its wounds, but fights on defending the webs that make up the majority of this high vaulting roof. Now Zevram.
Right. Don't think I can get in there. Would I be able to move through my friends and attempt to tumble underneath this spider? Maybe end up
Yeah.
on the other side of it somewhere?
You won't even need to. The spider is like 6 feet above you anyway, so there's effectively a gap right through the middle.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I will end up there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to slice up towards the spider,
All right.
assuming it's within reach.
It is for you. You're taller than the dwarf.
Oh, I had to jump because I was a dwarf. Dick.
Literally. That's the reason.
It's 14 hit.
We are medium creatures. Thank you very much.
With little arms. 14's. I don't think it's going to do it. I'll just check. Just enough.
Okay.
Just enough to get a confetti of spider ichor all over your arm.
Cool. I will defensive flourish with this one as well.
All right. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh. 9.
Okay, you are knocked prone as the spider's corpse comes crashing down on top of you and pins you to the ground.
Do I get my second attack?
You
from the
do,
ground?
but you are prone while you do it.
Okay, so it's disadvantage.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm sort of like trying not to be crushed by this thing, but I take the opportunity to try and sweep the leg from this nearby creature.
All right. It's a great hit, and its skin is much softer than it looks.
Cool. So I am prone, but I have 28 AC until my next turn.
That's pretty good. All right, and there is now an overwhelming stench in this room that you've entered. It you didn't notice it as you rushed in, but now that you're down low, this room smells absolutely offensive, like 1,000 stink bugs that have all been squashed at once. Okay,
Hooray. I love this
Lucius.
smell.
Yeah, it's make a good cologne. Cologne for your colon. Anyway.
I will move up 15. What do these things look like? Because
They look like deformed lizard men.
I don't know what they are. I'm getting really nervous. Can't
They smell
fireball
awful.
'cause- So they're like troglodytes on steroids.
Possibly. It could be. What are those? Faereme lizard man? A Shabai?
Asabi, yeah.
That's them. Asabi? Could be them.
I don't think it would be them. Oh, like as a player, I don't think it would be them because
The
Asabi
Unlucky.
are meant to be like 10 foot tall or some shit.
It's a long way from Manarok.
There's a lot of spells I can't use because everyone's in there.
Oh, because Zevron's in there, but not the rest of us.
No.
I will a 20-foot cube. I will cast Black Tentacles because I'm confident that Zevram has. Being prone doesn't have disadvantage on dex saves, does it? Because he can still like roll about.
Yeah, I
I
don't
think
think it affects. Sorry?
Yeah, never mind. I'm not
I
sure.
don't think it does, no.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna cast Black Tentacles in a 20-foot cube.
Cool. Can you draw the cube?
Yes. Oh wait, no, that's 15. That.
All right. Dex save? Yeah.
Yeah, dexterity saving throw to be restrained and then take damage.
All right, they're all restrained.
Fucking
Huh.
Nice.
Tentacle wraps Zevram up and begins smashing him against the ground. Nine damage, hey?
Yeah, no, okay, I think they are troglodytes.
Finishes one of them off. Gee, the room stinks now. It just stinks absolutely awfully. Okay. So this door suddenly bursts open, and a polar bear like humanoid bursts out carrying his primitive stone club in his hand. And he looks and he roars, and then he sees all the tentacles shooting up out of the floor. And it doesn't know what to do, so it runs back away. Troglodytes don't have this luxury, unfortunately. And although they smell so offensive by their very existence, there's little offensive capabilities that they can have unless you're right beside them. Fortunately, Zevram is right beside one of them, so it's restrained. It can still attack without any restriction, right?
It is disadvantage, but because Zevram is also restrained and he's prone, it's advantage to attack him. So I think it's just a normal.
Cancels out. And so these hideous beasts that stink worse than any sewer you've ever been in lash at you, Zevram, and bite furiously. The 22 doesn't hit, does it?
It would have, but I used defensive flourish, so I have 28 AC.
All right, it nearly bites you, but then you like slash your sword. Hey, it backs its head back off. Hang about. This other troglodyte rushes forward, thinks better of it, and runs away too. Yawn.
Bjorn will see me run off and just kind of follow suit.
Ariok, you're on the front line.
Okay. That is a living one.
It is restrained. It's caught up by a massive tentacle that wraps it around like some hentai nightmare.
And is this room vaulted? The ceiling?
It's pretty high. It's about 20 feet high. Yeah, it's covered with web as well.
Is there a free path that I can run up the wall and get past the tentacle?
Yeah, I don't know about that. How the tentacles are a cube, I'm pretty sure, so they're probably coming out of the roof and the walls as well. Is that right? It's a cube, right?
Well, it says 20-foot square on
Square.
ground.
That it's not coming. It's not a square. That it's coming out of the floor. And how tall do the tentacles reach? It doesn't say.
Doesn't say.
Then yeah, you'd be able to run over it. You'd be able to run straight over the wall to the other side.
I look at Keviak. You got this?
Seems like the tentacles have got this.
Good deal. I run on to the other side.
I start
Okay.
laughing while I'm being bashed about by these tentacles.
Sorry, there is one
And-
thing before you start your turn. I keep forgetting about it. The troglodytes smell that bad because you start your turn within 5 feet of one, right near one. You have to make a Constitution saving throw right from the start, or you just get nauseated by the horrendous stench.
Is that poison?
Or be poisoned, so it will be. So yeah, I guess. Yeah, the
So
short
it
answer
doesn't
is
affect
yes.
me.
I don't think
So
it
it doesn't
will.
affect
No, don't think so. No.
Okay, so I run
All
to
right.
here. What do I see?
You run in there and you see three different creatures. One is that massive polar bear-like humanoid. It has its hand axe ready to strike as soon as someone gets close. One is a troglodyte, one of those lizard men that you're fighting. It's ready to snap with its jaws the instant someone gets close. And finally, there is a drow. He's who looks like he's kind of cross, kind of has a look of a headmaster coming to see what is the meaning of this. He's turned up and he's a little bit surprised when you defy gravity and enter the room, not from the floor but from the wall.
Okay, I step up. Let's see. And to him and punch.
All right. The first will miss, the second will hit.
Okay, then I spend a key point to punch twice more.
Okie doke. That'll do it.
Is he dead?
How much damage have you done?
13, 20, 23.
23. Yeah. No, he is not. He is still
Okay.
standing and
will
trying to
use-
block your. He blocks your other blows with the martial arts of his own.
All right, he has to roll to be knocked prone, and I use a key point to.
Cool. Now, keep in mind you haven't gotten any of the key back from yesterday, from when you
I
were
know.
chasing the drought. How much have you got
Yep.
left?
I have 6.
Excellent, excellent. What sort of save was it?
Let me.
I believe stunning strike is Constitution.
Okay,
Cool.
yeah. Be knocked prone is dexterity, and stunning strike is constitution.
All right. He falls prone. I'll just switch it off and always whisper. And he is also stunned from the impact of your blows.
And as a bonus action, I stick my tongue out at him.
Excellent. All right. He is stunned. Sarge.
All right, so I've been reclining on this couch, and I grumble a bit as I get up out of it. And with expeditious retreat going, I'm just gonna move bonus action dash and then action dash, I suppose, depending on how far I need to go. Oh, whoops. So what's that like? 25, 40. That's the move. That's the bonus action dash, and then I'm gonna dash as the main action. And that's turn. So just meow straight through all the tunnels and the corridors.
Beautiful. Okay. Aldrich.
Going to run here. Run here. And that'll be the end of my turn.
Indeed. It's the big battle. Who's next? Swarm spiders. There are none. Adrastia.
I'm just babysitting.
Great idea. There are no giant spiders either. Chrysia.
I'm just gonna keep on running.
Kreenak. There is no Kreenak. Keviak.
Keviak is gonna follow after his feline friend. His boots are already activated. He's just gonna fly over the tentacle mass
Beautiful.
and come down into here. And second he sees him, bash this fella in the face recklessly twice. (22 and 21).
We'll both do it. And this giant polar bear man with his primitive axe and his thick fur acting as his hide is severely wounded. How much damage?
21.
21. He remains standing like a gorilla being hacked to pieces in front of your eyes. Madness. Zevram.
All right. So con save first, is it?
Con save for being 5 feet within a troglodyte.
Oh yeah, I needed to make that too, didn't I?
Yeah, good call. In which case,
Do I get advantage for dwarvenness?
you do. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
And Lucius needs to roll 3d6 for me as well.
All right. So everyone gets lashed around in all directions.
Now it's an action. Is this difficult terrain, by the way, Lucius?
Let me check. I know you need to use an action to free yourself. Yeah, it is difficult terrain.
Okay. In that case, I am going to use my action to cast freedom of movement on myself. And I believe that breaks it immediately.
Should.
Yeah, because you
I
can't
can
be
use-
restrained.
I can use 5 feet of movement to automatically escape. So I'll use 15 to get up off the ground. Or I'll use 5 to unrestrain myself.
Yeah.
No, you don't need to even use 5 because that 5 is only for non-magical restraints, but the spell says that you cannot be restrained by magic.
Ah, okay. All right. So I have well, I don't have my action left, but I will move 15 feet out of it. And that'll be about 10.
All right. Lucius.
So there's an elf in there, not a dark elf.
Yeah, that's right, a moon elf.
I shall. I'm guessing the cage is locked.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, with a much better lock than the other lock.
Yeah, I'm not some pickpocket thief like Zevram is. I'll just firebolt one of the troglodytes that's still inside the tent.
All right. It is destroyed immediately. Is that the closest one or the other furthest?
Closest one, yeah.
Yep. Cool. It's vaporized. And the polar bear thing that's fighting Keviak retaliates, swinging its stone axe down upon his. Is your head bald, Keviak?
It
Which
is
is
not.
just balding.
His token's fairly accurate.
Seems balding to me.
He has like a widow's peak.
Widow's peak. That's not really. All right, and raising its massive stone axe, it attempts to part your widow's peak with a pair of delivering blows. One of them is crushing for 11 points.
Yeah, they both have advantage because I attacked recklessly.
Good point. Good point. So it smashes down upon your skull. The
So-
troglodyte. Yep.
6 and 2, so 8.
Yeah. 5 and 2. So 7.
Right, 5.
And the lizard launches itself towards you. It's a tremendous stench, almost overbearing. And it also, yep.
It's restrained, and it also takes the 10 feet of the 10 points of damage at the
It's a
start of its
different
turn.
lizard.
There's another one.
It
Yeah, if
launches
you-
itself towards Keviak and snaps at him. He leaves himself wide open with his reckless attack. 15, 23, 22
Bite misses, the other 2 connect.
for a point of damage each. Yeah, so one of these troglodytes is dead, but the other one tries to back away, but it's more or less killed instantly, isn't it? Like, how does it start its turn?
It has to take the 3d6 damage, which is 10 at the
Yeah,
start of its turn for being restrained.
killed instantly.
So the tentacles pummel it to death.
That's it. And just pop it, tearing its limbs in all directions. Bjorn follows the trail of blood.
Yeah.
Ariok.
Okay, I'm gonna do this. Then I have to go to the trouble call. Punch.
All right. 19. He certainly is.
Okay, I'm gonna spend another key point. Brings me to 5. And punch.
That finishes him off. Who needs a party?
Okay, I will be back.
Alright. Alright, Sanj.
Okay, so
You've almost made it. Well, not really, but you're getting closer.
so that is the movement, and then a bonus action dash, kind of like up to Lucius.
There's a field of tentacles in front of you. They are not enticing.
Yeah, kind of like raise an eyebrow and then look at Lucius. Say, where did they go? Where's the rest of them?
Around the corner there.
And then glancing past Lucius, I kind of catch this this person here, not Drow.
Not
Is that
Moon
they're not
Elf or
Drow?
something.
Yeah,
But they're
that's right, Amuna. She's
lock-
locked in a spacious and a spacious cell that has a good quality lock.
All right, I kind of like lean over Lucius's shoulder and say, "Would you like to get out of there?"
Please, if you're here to rescue me, I will need help finding my spell book as well.
I point a finger at the lock on the on the door, and I say to Lucius, "Cover your ears, mate. This is going to be pretty loud." I
I'll
cast
cover my
knowledge.
ears, but as she says, I need help finding my spell book. Lucius like shoots up straight at attention, like hairs standing up, ears twitching. Spell book, spell book.
So I unlock the door, and it's a massive audible sound, like 300 feet in all directions, pretty much.
Ah, knock knock. Who's there? Thank you. I don't think I'll be of much use. I've been tortured and I've been left exhausted. But
That's fine. Don't worry
I will
about it.
keep an eye out for any dangers.
Don't you guys have like spare spell books?
We don't share them.
Okay.
Actually, we've got a collection of like a dozen of them back in Trollskull.
And I'll get to the edge of these tentacles and kind of just stop there as part of the dash, and then end of turn.
Aldrich, because the rest of the party opened doors without first consolidating, you are lagging behind through no fault of your own. It's your go if you're still there.
Okay, I'm gonna dash here. That's 45. And that's all I can do.
So all you can do. All right, Adrastia, you are guarding prisoners.
Yes.
Your prisoners are not. They are behaving. I mean, they're not misbehaving, so they're behaving. They're good prisoners. Can I see?
Can I tell which way Ariok went from here?
Not until you reach the tentacles, and then Sanj and Lucius will be able to inform you.
Okay.
All the commotion is coming in the direction of the footprints.
Okay. I'll walk up to here then. There's kind of what's going on? What happened?
Battles happening around that way. There was a heap of stinky fishmen.
Oh. I'll look at Sanj.
Excuse me, Kasia. I bathed before we came into Undermountain.
Yeah,
okay,
I
don't
think
look
you're
at me like that.
sticky.
Thank you. I appreciate that. If you could tell Zevran when you speak to him next, that'd be awesome.
Make a Constitution saving throw, Keviak. You have advantage. The stench of this troglodyte is overwhelming.
I already made that.
Is it once you make it, you never make it again? Is that how it works?
I think it said like once you make it, you're good for an hour.
Right. Yep. No, you're right. You're absolutely correct.
All right. He's gonna lay a reckless mace attack into its face.
All right, it's vulnerable. Its skin's not as hard as it looks. Crunch. Not enough to knock it out, but a serious wound.
Then I'll make another reckless attack at it.
Oh, but your recklessness pays off,
Yeah.
and its brains ooze out of a shattered skull. Zebram.
I'm gonna move up. Sort of be surprised for a moment, and I'm gonna look between Keviak and this Quaggoth, and in Elvish, I'm going to command it, heal. Not actually commanded. I'm just saying in Elvish, heal.
Make an intimidate check at disadvantage. It is impressed with your authority and seems to get defensive rather than aggressive.
And yeah, I sort of I put a hand between Keviak and this thing.
You're asking for a mace to the face, son.
He can be of use.
Never get between a barbarian and something he's hitting.
Just point your mace up that way. He can be of use.
Yes.
I'll clap my hands together and dispel the tentacles. And then as I start to walk forward, I'll kind of glance at Sergeant Garcia and just go, "Don't tell Aldrich I can do that."
Sanj and Lucius, you will notice this massive bronze door to your left, and you will see that its religious significance is obvious to you. You might not recognize the god, but clearly the dwarves wanted this door to look important.
Oh, it's a door. I will wait here then, and we'll open that once they're finished with their fight around the corner there.
Quaggoth disengages and goes and stands in the corner. Troglodyte is dead. Bjorn? The bear.
We'll just move to there.
Easy enough. And I believe the battle is over. Unless, Keviak, are you fighting Quaggoths?
Apparently not.
Fight is over. You may consolidate.
If I feel there's no immediate danger, I'm going to walk up to this Quaggoth and I'm going to say, do you know what an insurgency is?
Make a persuasion roll. Like a slave rebellion.
Yes, sort of like that. Now, I know that your drow masters aren't very nice to your kind, but I will give you a chance to have a new life if you follow me
They
until
protect us from the evils of the surface elves.
I am here to tell you that those evils do not exist.
Make a fresh persuasion roll. You are a spy for the evil surface elves?
No, I am my own elf. And I can give you a new life if you give up this life of slavery.
I don't understand. How do I give up life of slavery?
By following me instead.
I am your slave now.
Sure, why not? Yes, let's go with that.
I don't trust you, master.
Well, you can trust me, and I sort of pat him on the shoulder.
He flinches where you hit one of his wounds.
I don't want to hit. I heal him up. I'm going to use a spell to healing word him.
How many hit points? Yeah. Why
There.
you do that?
Well, friends look after each other. And you're my friend now, right?
Okay.
Great. And I sort of take his hand in my hand and I sort of lead him up just a little bit. Now, can you tell your new friend where the bad people are?
On the surface, they live in forests.
All right. Can you tell your new friend where the drow masters are?
In the Underdark, they live in cities.
Oh dear God, this is going to take a while. If you the rest of you want to look around, I'm going to try to explain some new concepts to our friend here.
Best of luck. This door here, you mentioned a bunch of kind of religious iconography and so on.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Is there any way to discern what might lay beyond the door, given clues on the door itself?
Oh, probably not. It's likely to have been retrofitted, but nonetheless, you can make an investigation roll.
Sure.
The religious iconography, is that like dwarven or drow?
It
Like,
is
does this look
dwarven.
like
It's dwarven that's been defaced with drow. Sanj, there is extensive evidence that there is spiderweb thick on the other side. You hear the sound of someone groaning, like a man groaning, as if every now and then he gets a surge of pain.
Yep.
And even if he didn't want to groan, he is doing so. You also hear the clicking of crossbows, and finally, you hear something dripping, as if coming from the roof. Drip, drip.
Okay.
It's apart from but the iconography reveals nothing. It's a temple to Dumathoin, one of the dwarven gods, and it's been defaced with all sorts of Loth propaganda, which itself is riding over goblin propaganda and
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
so on and so forth.
Do you want me to open the door?
hang on.
There's definitely
there's
something
a-
waiting for us on the other side.
If there's an ambush, could we perhaps grab some? Which way do these doors open, in or out?
Out.
You know, I have an interesting idea. You know that fiery fellow I'd conjured earlier that helped us out. Well, I'm aware of another fellow. I guess you could say that'd be like a cousin or perhaps a distant relative. Anyway, made of stone, and he's capable of tunneling. So I bring this fellow forward. I get him to tunnel under the door. He pops out, starts causing a ruckus, and we come on through. Ambush diverted. We have the upper hand.
Or you could summon another fire elemental. We open the door, he charges in, and we fill the room with fireballs.
Sure. Also works. Shall we toss a coin?
All right.
The wizards tossing coins to decide which of their shenanigans they're going
Alright.
to go with.
Shall we
So-
go heads for fire elemental?
Heads for fire, and we'll say that I'm going to roll a d2, and so a 2 is heads, and heads is fire, 1 is stone. All right.
Heads it is.
So I'll
All
cease
right,
concentration
everyone.
on the expeditious retreat.
Stand back from the door.
Make way. All right.
Aldrich.
So that I'm going to call over to Zevram from around the corner and say, I think we're just about to proceed into the next area of chambers, Zevram.
And that is what America is all about.
Billy.
So I bring forward.
What? No, Keviak, don't stand there. We're about to fill the place with fire.
It might be wise to just allow a little bit of room here. So yeah, the
Keep
Well,
these
first thing,
four clear.
shall we check that the door
Okay.
itself is open before I mean, it doesn't really matter.
We can get the elemental to open it.
Okay, so phosphorus in one hand, sulfurous paste in the other. I clap. Another fire elemental comes forward.
All right, you're able to drop that one down. Is there a party fire elemental now?
I believe so. Yes. So I'm going to put him just here.
Alright, I shall look back to everyone and now don't charge in until me and Sanj have lit the place up. You don't want to get caught in the middle of this.
I could almost send him under the door. Is there a gap between floor and door, or is it flush?
Not an inch tall, no. It
No,
would
okay.
be a quarter inch at most, probably
Sure,
less than
okay.
that.
Can
Too
I-
easy.
We
Can
could
I
have the
usher-
door. Okay.
I was just going to say, can I usher the Quaggoth a bit forward as well? Sort of in front of me.
All right.
We could have the door opened by an inch, send the fire elemental through, keep the door open by an inch for a few seconds, and then, like, after the fire elemental's through and attacking stuff, then we open the door and just boom, boom, boom.
Okay, that sounds good.
Do you want to still roll initiative before starting this Arctic?
Not yet. I don't roll yet. Tell me the plan so that I know how it instigates.
Yeah, of course.
Before we do this quickly, someone should go get Adrastia so she can bring the prisoners into this cell here, so that Adrastia is not 200 feet away when we start fighting.
I can send her a message to come forward.
Yeah, well, just one way or another, we'll get her to bring the prisoners into this cell here, so that she's not all the way down there.
I'll use I'll cast sending. And I will contact Adrastia and say, "Hello, Adrastia. We are about to push forward. Please escort the prisoners up to us, and we have a cell for them, and we can
Right.
proceed."
Right, understood. God, it's unsettling listening to you talk in my head. Please don't make a habit of doing that.
It'd be really unfortunate if someone dropped a fireball right here.
I can't respond,
Alright.
but
See, I'll
but I hear it.
see, I'll tell the two drow that aren't bound to unbind the one stuck to the circle and then start herding them up that way.
Oh, geez,
Two
you
of
left
them
her stuck
kiss.
to the circle?
Yeah. The freed one kisses one of her freers passionately, and she responds with a token peck.
It's one of those kind of relationships, I see. Go on, keep going.
Oh yeah, they're in front. All right, so they'll just move up. I'll just move them all the way up.
I'll just assume they behave then.
Yeah, they do more or less. Like the one that might not is so heavily injured that she can't really stumble away. You walk past a couple of cells. There are a few drow in those cells, drow male.
This must be the room you're talking about.
Yeah, so that moon elf, we let her out, and we're going to put the 3 dark elves in there and lock it up again.
Where do you put the moon elf?
Down south, not in the way of the combat.
Uh,
I'm starting to think you guys had died.
Sorry for the delay. We got a little bit caught up and excited. You know how things go. With all right.
I mean, Keviak, if you want to charge in there with the fire elemental, don't let us stop you. Just know that stuff's going to happen.
Alright, so how are we blocking up the door? You said we're gonna close it or something?
Well, yeah. Can we make sure that the cell locks, and then the lock that was on there, I'm going to lock it again?
yeah.
All right. So the plan, we're gonna open this door, have this door opened by a fraction. The fire elemental is going to go through. So basically, we're not going to go act until the fire elemental has its turn. So if the fire elemental rolls an initiative of like 3, for example, we're not going to really go until the second round. The fire elemental is going through first, and then after it's gone through, we're going to have the doors opened up all the way, and just me and Sandra are going to start fireballing.
Who pulls
Kaviak
the
and
door
Ariok can.
Who pulls the door
Kaviak and
open?
Ariok can. Who wants to pull the door open?
I can with a mage hand, or if it's
It'll be too heavy.
okay. Can the elemental do so? As part of its movement, perhaps, or
They can't grab things. No, they touch. They don't grab. They wouldn't have any capacity to open a door. It'd just burn straight through it in most cases.
I'm happy to lead the charge on this one.
if you're sure.
Are you sure? Because
actually,
the person that's at the front there is gonna really fucking cop it.
I want this Quaggoth to trust me, and to trust me, I'm going to get him to do a group exercise, which is open the door.
I should mention now, by the way, I don't have fireball prepared. These tight tunnels make me nervous with that spell. I do have lightning bolt prepared, so I'll just use that instead.
Good enough.
Will you kill me if I don't open the door?
No, what's your name?
Quag.
Oh, all right. Quag, look, freedom is right through that door. All you need to do is grab it. And maybe put that open as well.
And yeah,
Spiders are right through that door. That is the altar of Loth.
Well, all the more reason. Once they are dead, you will be free to do whatever you please.
Is this how democracy works?
Yes, unfortunately it is. Look, democracy works like this. Everyone gets a vote, and the majority gets the decision, all right? So who votes that the Quaggoth opens the door? And I raise my hand.
Yeah, so my hand goes up, my mage hand goes up, the fire elemental's hand goes up.
If you are powerful, you do all the fighting for the rich men.
What is this drab?
Why must white bears always die for? Never mind.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I open the door.
No, anyway. So here we are. Well, I'll reset the scene. So you're standing at the front of a dwarven door. And the door is got the insignias of the dwarven religion, the Doomathorn. They've been graffitied with goblin and drow script. The fire elemental is ready to go, but it can't open the door. The door handles require a bit of strength to pull. It's like a DC 15 check. It's pretty easy, but it's, the fire elemental is just not capable. Likewise, the mage hand doesn't have the strength. The doors remain closed. We expect that they are expecting us.
Well, if the Quaggoth won't do it, then I'll do it.
All right. Make your athletics check.
Oh, athletics? Oh, man, come on.
Now,
Bud.
you listen to me, fire elemental. As soon as an inch wide opening pops up with that in that door, you're going to go straight in there and you're going to fuck everything up. Do you hear me? You understand? You got this. You are going to do great things today.
You strain yourself, Zevram. For the next minute, you will have one level of exhaustion.
Zevram, do you want me to do it?
Oh, wait. Is it pull, not push?
Pull.
Yes. Yes. Pull.
Any minute now, Mr. Elemental, as soon as that door opens.
The door wobbles a bit, and as it wobbles, the anticipation builds. The door opening a quarter inch and then closing again.
All right. Yeah. Yes. If you could give me a hand, that'd be great.
You know, you had a year. You could have done a gym day.
Can I stand there, or is that
You can stand there, absolutely.
okay?
I see your muscles bristle as you attempt to open this dwarven door by yourself. And it, although it opens with ease, and a groan is emitted as it does. Sorry about that. Get rid of that. And a groan is emitted from the door as you open it. The groan is followed by the swoosh that Adrastia had previously anticipated. But that swoosh is itself anticipated or preceded, rather, by some splodges as giant bulbs of web come launching them. Ready, indeed, they are. What's your armor class?
But we're ready as well, so it's
But
not
you're
like
ready as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That was no, you're right. That was set for when the combat was still going. They had their ready to action, but no, you're right. We roll initiative in this instance. Yeah, it's correct. So we'll do it that way. Can't ready their actions.
because I mean, if that's the case, me and Sanj would be throwing our spells in there at the same time, and it'd all just be
Precisely.
really messy.
So it just doesn't work. That's right. If the combat had continued, then it would be different, but it has not. All right, all over
Pretty
again.
good initiative, even with a nat 1.
I'm glad Kaisia got a high initiative.
Yeah.
And actually, the most important thing is that the fire elemental got a decent initiative. Because you can only imagine if the fire elemental didn't go until like 3 on the initiative order again.
Mm,
Blocks the passage.
yeah, just like get in there. It's just waiting. This is gonna be.
Drow, giant, swarm, drow.
I can only see one spider, but that room looks a lot bigger than I was expecting.
I
And
see
oh
at
my
least
god, they've
4.
been giant spiders or enemies?
2 giant spiders, and I don't know what the other 2 are.
Well, that might be it. We'll pretend that it is. Okay. The drow, who have 120-foot dark vision, not that they need it because you're illuminated by fire elementals, open fire. 1, 2 drow. You can. I'll look through your eyes, Kaisia, so I can see what you can see. All right. You can just make out one of the drow. There are 3, not 2. The 2 of them have advantage. One of them does not.
Okay.
This one does not have advantage. A 20. Does a 20 hit?
Yes, it does.
All right. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Boy.
Okay, you're good. The next one has advantage. Does a 14 hit?
It does not.
All right. And finally, advantage 23. Make another
Yeah, it
Constitution
does.
saving throw.
Oh no.
I'll
Oh
use
no.
inspiration on that.
Absolutely.
There we go.
All
That's
right.
better.
You're perfectly fine. And that is the. Who has the highest perception? Is it? Yeah, passive perception.
Aldrich, probably.
Definitely
Um,
Eldridge.
And is Aldrich here? Are you here, Billy?
Yeah.
All right. What's your passive perception?
It is what the fuck is it? 19.
Cool. You hear activity to the south. It sounds like the soft squeal of a girl being punched in the guts. Oh!
It's back up.
Something's going
Alright.
on in
Is
that
our
cell, I
prisoner
feel.
still with us?
Yeah, they're in the
No,
cell.
we. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. The drow prisoners that we've taken, the females, we've put them in the cell and it's being guarded by Bjorn. We also rescued a high elf female, and we shoved her toward the rear.
We can't see her, so that might be who yelped. Who knows? I didn't hear it. So
I thought
can't-
she was just in this room down here or something.
But you can't see her.
Right.
Can't see her.
Do I go and kill a giant spider or run away?
Well, you ain't got much room to maneuver with that fire elemental right behind you.
I could run this way. I think is probably the right way to do it. Yeah, I'll just do that and wait.
Excellent. The yeah, all right. You hear the struggling of a man. Help me! Help me! He screams from far off into the darkness, and he strains against the chain. Strain. I am your ally. I will be your specific. Ah! The fire elemental.
Kind of breezes past this fellow here. I think that's a giant spider, and he's going to
Yes.
make his multi attack. With a 10 and a 12, and that's it.
All right. Now he should be providing illumination. Is he doing it now?
Yeah.
It looks
I think
like
so.
it.
Beautiful. 10 and a 12. The 12 will miss, the 10 will also miss. And so it burns away a lot of the web, but the spider simply retreats higher up into the ceiling.
Perfect.
Harryok.
Alright, I'm gonna move down and take a look at what I see. All these are enemies.
They are all enemies. As you take a look and look down, the drow open fire, the elite warriors who have prepared themselves for someone who came through other than the friggin' fire elemental who's pretty immune to their poison anyway. And when you appear, a pair of crossbow bolts come flying through the air in your general direction. Make perception checks to see if you can spot them before, like from their hiding spots, basically. 11, 20, 28, 28 and 11. So you spot one, but not the other. The first one has advantage, the second does not. 17, does that hit?
Nope,
All right. And a 22.
that does hit.
Make a constitution saving throw.
For poison,
Yeah, that's right.
I can't
You're
be
immune to
poisoned.
poison. You can't be knocked unconscious. All makes sense. The drow are not an enemy. You need fear. All right.
So I take 7 points.
That's right. 7 points of piercing damage.
Okay. Let's
Once against
see.
drow. Very there you go.
Is this spider up? Okay, those spiders are up in the air.
That's right. They're as high as they can be, which is about 20 feet high. So they're pretty high up, out of melee range in most instances. Though the elemental struck at this one, so I guess that makes this one lower. I hadn't thought of it at the time.
So that one's lower.
Yeah, I'll get rid of its wing.
And punch.
All right. 2 successful blows.
And we'll leave it at that.
All right. You break open its carapace, rip off a couple of its legs, but the spider flails around half alive.
I don't like the look of that circle painting
Uh-oh.
out body. Oh, is it one
I'm
of
just
Jack's?
getting that ready so I'm not wasting time on my turn.
Yes.
I shall step out and cast Fireball.
Boomski. The fire elemental is immune to fire, I imagine.
It is immune to fire.
Right.
But its feelings get hurt.
A little bit incompetent, little bit, inadequate. That's the word.
Oof, that's a really bad roll.
That's pretty average. I mean, it's not great, but
It's 3.6 Ronken. It's not great.
Not terrible though.
This is why I took Empowered Spell on my Sorcerer in a different game, so I can re-roll all those ones.
Yeah. That's not real good. Oh, I suppose it's not too bad actually. Yeah. Okay, pair of spiders don't do too bad. They only take 10 damage. Everything else takes 20.
that big spider's in it as well.
Yeah, he got a 20 on his deck. So, the other one at the front I didn't even notice. The one at the front I just obliterated instantly. All right. Yeah. So they weather the blast surprisingly well. You clear a lot of the you clear a lot of the cobwebs though, and one of the drow at least is slain instantly.
And I shall step back around the corner.
Excellent
yeah, I
shot,
mean-
boy.
The damage rolls may not be great, but you need to consider that because of how many targets it hit, I still did over 60 points of damage there.
Mm.
Yeah.
Someone laughs. A woman laughs from deep within the halls. They echo as her mocking laughter reverberates off the walls of this ancient dwarven temple. Welcome to the Temple of Love, she claims. Now you can see the glory too. Come forth, child of love. And she attempts to open a portal to the abyss, from which she can wrench forward a demon,
Oh.
one of the handmaidens of Loth, a Yoklong.
No, not a lot, Yoklo. Fuck.
On a 1 to 30, she shall succeed. It would appear she does not have Lot's favour today.
Should have prayed harder.
Yup.
Should have whipped
She-
more drow.
She feels agony as Loth deals her retribution to this foolish wench. Bjorn,
Bjorn will run right in.
I always did like that bear.
You say that like you're never going to see him again.
Yeah, I know.
No, he's just like me. Run right in.
Bjorn's gonna try to tackle a spider.
alright, he is tall enough to reach the spider even high up at the ceiling. It's a ravenous bite, rips open its guts, its thorax. Doesn't kill it though.
That's unfortunate.
You've got an arachnid, a giant arachnid, clenched around your jaws, and your mouth is filling with poisonous bile.
Horrible.
Bjorn,
Hey.
spit that out.
But he
Drop
looks
it.
at you. No, quick.
Get the squirt bottle.
Adrastia.
Is a passive perception of 16 enough to have noticed the yelp from the south?
Ooh, I have to roll up and have a look. I think it was. Yeah.
I think the stealth roll was like 11.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, I guess I hear that yelp to the south, and looking around, I don't see that high elf that I saw a moment ago. So I start running to the south.
All
I just
right.
glance back at the rest of the party. It's like, you're capable. You can handle this. So I start running away.
The halls appear empty, though there is sound coming from those cells to the west.
Right, I got a bonus action for some extra movement. That's as far as I can move without having to use an action.
There's definitely people inside these first two cells. You can hear them, but just as you're walking out, Keviak,
Oh, it's raging time, baby.
all right. Is this the third or the fourth rage?
This is his last rage.
All right. You're all raged out. You're
He's gonna
like a
need
toddler.
a nap after this.
That's right. He's had too much red cordial, but doesn't matter how much more we kick him, he's going to have a rest.
Yeah, if he's gonna kick on his boots of flying.
Yeah.
Immediately see the spider and give it 2 reckless attacks to the face.
Zoom! You got these like little trail of green and yellow energy trailing behind your boots, like some 1950s manga character.
21 and 18.
Very reckless indeed. Is there any other attack? The first blow dislodges it from the roof, and the second one sends it crashing to the ground below. No one's under it? No, I didn't think so. All right. Do you use any more of your movement as you fly around in like some kind of pixie?
He's gonna drop back to the floor behind the polar bear.
All right. Zevram, it appears that there is quite a lot of going on in this hallway. We've only just barely opened the door, but we're launching our surprise assault onto a temple of Doomathoin taken over by the priestesses of law.
Right. I will. I'm going to use 30 foot of movement, or 25 foot rather. Get up there. And I will. What are these drow wearing? Or
Good question.
yeah.
All right. Some of the drow are wearing studded leather and have shields and hand crossbows in the other hands. That's pretty cool. Shield, hand crossbow, studded leather. They look pretty badass. The other drow, I believe they got chain shirts. Yeah, that's right. Chain shirts. They likewise have hand crossbows, but they don't look as cool when they wield them. That's
Okay.
subjective. That's not subjective.
Sure. Guess I'm going to use a bonus action to cast Hex on this guy.
All right.
And then I will also Vicious Mockery him as well. Actually, sorry, not him. I'll Vicious Mockery the Spoda.
Oh, indeed. How are you going to mock a spider? What insult might a spider find delectable?
Stick around, dumbass.
The spider does not appreciate your sense of humor. It finds crude and a little bit juvenile.
Yeah, well,
So,
you
so
bitch.
it's entirely accurate.
Wow. That's subjective. All right. You're in the middle of the room, Zevram, and thus you make an irresistible target for any giant spider that does not wish to come down from the roof 20 foot above, but would rather simply disgorge a silky, sticky web all over its target instead. Thus, it fires its web towards you and kind of splutters out. Like instead of being a strong, steady stream, it's a little bit of a dribble. Just And he should probably go to his doctor about that.
It happens to all guys.
Wow.
They've got a mouth spray for that, I think.
The spider would like to know more. But for now, it retreats into the darkness, away from the fire. God damn, go away, fire. The rest of the spiders are dead. Silent.
All right, yeah, I'm used my movement to come into the room. And I procure my mod of magic missile, and I'm gonna let the remaining 5 charges go at the spider that's retreating.
Oh, that's a little bit like, I mean, arachnophobic.
So it's
Boom, 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 boom. You break off one leg at a time, and when it has no more legs left, it crashes down onto the stone and explodes like a green bomb.
all right. The wand is unbroken, which is good, and that it's my action, my movement, and that's turn. I'll tell the fire elemental to deal with these cronies down here, and that's my turn.
Roar! Save the mistresses! A voice comes bellowing from the northern passage, and 3 Quaggoths, loyal in their defense of the Drow race. The Drow race, which has done so much for them, so much good in the past. The Quaggoths can never truly repay them for their generosity, but if they can at least die for them, then, well, perhaps Loth will show them some favor in the afterlife. That's as far as they get. Swarms of spiders rush towards Zevram, and they intend to crawl all over him, into his pockets and into his pantses. But while well, if they can make it. While one swarm goes up one leg, another swarm up another leg, and the third swarm leaps straight towards the middle leg, the one of the spiders manages to crawl all the way up to your neck and your chest and begins biting all over your body. But only one of them reaches you.
I
So here we
let
go.
out some very girlish screams.
Your screams protect you for now. There is battle closing in from multiple directions now. You hear Quaggoths approaching from the north, Aldrich. Adrastia has gone to investigate noises to the south, and of course our main battle lies to the west.
I'm going to run right here, and then if I run past this guy, he gets an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, that's right. Assuming he is aggressive, which he might not be.
I'll run right here and go in the middle of them, and
He is aggressive and
to
attacks as you go past.
Is that Zevram's friend?
Yes.
I knew I kept him around for a reason.
Billy's going to attack some Quaggoths. What you gonna do, right? Gotta help a brother out.
he missed. If he could,
20.
yeah.
Alright, his
And
stone axe will not break through your fine steel.
and then I'll sprout some necrotic wings, and then there'll be a DC 12 for fear or frightened.
Alright. Is it just the ones in 5 feet?
It's where is it? I think it's everyone in 10. Yeah, 10 feet of me that I
1,
can
2.
see.
Cool, so it's just these 3. Alright. Wisdom, right? Surely. Charisma. 1, 2, 3. At least one is not afraid. Okay, so what's the effect? Become frightened and extra necrotic damage. Yeah, that's what I thought. Is that it?
Yep, that'll be it in my turn. Because that's
Cool.
an action.
The silence was beginning to cause me a little bit of concern. Excellent. Adrastia, we'll start with you. A pair of drow males step out of the same cell, and they lock it behind them. After they've locked it, they turn around and they're like, "Oh shit! I guess we better draw our swords and attack you." And so they do that. They really weren't expecting you to be there.
Fine then, come at me. I'll take you both at once.
21 on a 14.
The 21 hits.
All right. They position themselves to make advantage of the flanking rules, which they don't realize are an optional rule in 5th edition. I see. So 8 points of damage on a Drastia. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I see your bear has run into the temple, but there are Quaggoths approaching from the north, including one who opportunistically struck out at Aldrich. Are you there?
Both those attacks hit me.
No, these are those were both. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have moved on to Kaisia anyway. Those attacks were on a Drastia. One hits for 8 points of damage, and and furthermore, more crossbow bolts come hurtling out of the darkness towards Zevram. I don't think you can't see the second drow who fires upon you. So one of these drows has an advantage, and the other one does not. They've open fire with their crossbows on Zevram. A natural 20 on one. Make a Constitution saving throw after taking 9 points of damage. All right. You are poisoned, ironically, by drow venom.
I haven't used my inspiration yet, have I?
I don't think so.
I might use it on this.
Yeah.
Great.
All right. This one does not have advantage. So the 13 will not hit, surely. He backs up, sticking behind pillars and poles of dwarven make for some sort of protection. All right. That's the drow. Kaisia, are you there? Might be gone. All right, we'll move on. And a third drow emerges from the cells. And Adrastia, he make an insight check.
Okay. Insight.
You
Oof.
have no recollection of this individual. And they step forward, a crossbow in one hand, and buckler strapped to their other. Also with another weapon, the sidearm, and your killer attempts to decide which way you should best die. Steps forward, drawing his short sword and dropping the crossbow to the ground, and launches a flurry of blows. Flanked as you are by drow, you find it difficult to avoid the second strike. 7 damage and 11 poison.
I forgot to mention, since they're fighting me in I forgot to realize, rather, since they're fighting me in darkness, they have disadvantage on their attacks against me.
Excellent point. Excellent point. And
That
so
first
the
attack would have hit me anyway in the previous round.
cool. This one, however, not so much. He misjudges the exact position provided by the magical attunement that you have with the Underdark. They are not the only drow elites, and yet more crossbow bolts launch themselves at the most likely of targets at Zevram. But I believe that you can see both of your assailants, so they do not have advantage on their. Does a 20 hit Zevram?
Does not.
Finding this to be frustrating, they then retreat into the darkness, or deeper into the temple at least. You hear the sounds of straining at a chain. I'll help you! I'll help you! Ah! And then the snap of a chain. And there is the screech of a drow female and the triumphant yell of a drow male. And he attempts to strangle the female up high on the altar. You can't see any of this, but you can hear the struggle being undertaken. He attempts to make an athletics check, weakened as he is, and I expect she will shrug it off with ease. Yes. But so there's someone struggling up there far in the distance, but you can't. You can only hear what's going, and you can't see it. The fire elemental.
The fire elemental is going to shrink in size and move through the spaces of these three swarms here before ending up out the other side. So in doing so, they each take a D10 worth of fire damage, and I think this one can then also make an opportunity attack if it wants to.
1, 2, 3.
So I'll roll just 3d10s. So the first two take 4, and the final one takes 3.
All right.
Those attacks miss, and then it's going to make it grow in size again and make its multi-attack on these two.
Blazing fire. One of those is a devastating blow. The other entirely ineffective.
Cool, and that's its turn.
There are spiders everywhere. Some of them are roasting, but most of them are biting. Ariok, if you're still there.
Yeah, I'm going to move up to here. And that's that.
All right, you can probably see most of the drow hiding among the pillars that hold up the roof. And at the very edge of your vision, you can see a struggle at the top of the dais, but you can only just vaguely make out what's happening there. Lucius.
Hmm.
I don't even know where Lucius is. I can't see him.
I was in the doorway here.
Oh, there you are. Big eye on you. It's quite an army.
Hidden there.
Yeah, that's right. Hidden is the right word. Like they haven't taken the hide action, but they're trying to take cover at least.
Just gonna briefly move my token back to grab my fireball token.
How convenient.
There, because I could. Oh no, there, because I could barely see them.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah.
I'm just gonna chuck a fireball in that direction.
All right. Okay, cool. That will strike 2 of them with with a commanding blast. One of the drow is instantly incinerated. But the one with the shield and the leather, who is undeniably, objectively cooler than his kinsman, dodges out of the way, a little more than his eyebrows being singed.
So, I mean, he still takes 15 points of damage.
They're big eyebrows. All right. Trissor of Rindar will not be distracted by this petty fool who has broken free from his chains. She has more important things to deal with, namely an invasion from House Free. Evidently, Loth has decided to test her and not reward her with a demon, but that's okay. She's not going to take that to mean anything, bad. That's just Loth's way of testing her. Yeah. Excuse me. She has ideas. She has a lot of ideas. She has plans for all of you. Plans are likely to end in your doom. So here we go. Spiders. Who would have thought there would be spiders in this temple? It's almost a shock to learn that there wouldn't be. But rather than being a single horde of spiders, rather she summons a vast army of them. I'll try to drop them down onto the map and then expand it out to the size of the desert. Okay, 2 came. All right, here we go. So this is going to be. I'll cast the spell so you can see what's going on. She opens up a small dimensional gate to the spiderweb pits, and spiders pour out en masse, an army of them, the size of which you've never seen before. That didn't show it, so I'll do it again. Where are we? Ritual, concentration. How do you make it describe it? Include the spell description. There it is on. This insect plague arrives to harass you. Take the original damage. Oh, that sucks. But anyway, a 20-foot radius. My goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's like not even big enough, I don't think.
Just maybe right-click, send back that token.
Yeah, I will. I just need to make it big enough in the first place. I think it's that big.
It's the same radius as
It's.
the
I think
spider
it's
organ.
a. Yeah.
It's 1 too small.
All right, needs to be bigger. We can make it bigger.
Fuck this
Alright.
spell, eh?
Wowzers, this is fucking ridiculous. Okay, sweet.
Okay. The area is difficult terrain. When it appears, each creature must make a con save. You take 4d10. In this case, it's the lower damage. At the higher, it's the 18. Or half as much if you save. So 9 if you save. Not to mention your concentration checks on any spells you might be upholding.
Yeah.
Must also make the saving throw when it enters. Or ends its turn there.
So this is for the spell. So I take 18 points of damage.
Oh, thank God. That would have been very bad if you'd failed that con check.
That's coming up next.
Oh.
This is the concentration saving throw. I'm gonna use my inspiration for this.
Roger that.
Okay. All right. This is interesting. No, that
No,
it's
it
done.
doesn't.
It stays
Yeah,
and
it
becomes
turns
hostile.
Oh, it
hostile
goes
to us.
hostile.
I
Okay,
will.
you're right. Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
link the spell again for your reference.
Yeah. I should know that.
Let's see. Is broken. Yeah, you lose control of it, becomes hostile towards you, and companions might attack, and disappears an hour after we summon it. All right.
What was its initiative? And
That's a great question.
yeah, I know. Right?
Hang on, I'll scroll up and try and find it.
Yeah.
I also think it had
18.
93 HP at the moment
Well done.
because of
18
the
initiative.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that sucks.
8 initiative was it?
18.
18.
Okay. Well,
Not good.
we've been in better spots, but it's all right.
Cool.
There's the banishment.
All right. And she continues to struggle up there on the dais, in the darkness where you can't see, with whatever assailant has broken free to harass her. Bjorn, you're in the middle of a nest of spiders, truly a swarm.
Can I see a bat?
I'm not sure. Adrastia.
Man, this is quite a pickle, isn't it? Let's see. Hmm. One move I could make, but if it fails, then it's like a, if it fails, I'm in big trouble kind of move.
Yeah, and judging by this skilled male with his sword and shield, you think that he's probably your equal in combat. To have these allies with him will likely turn the battle in his favor.
Yeah, I recognize the danger that I'm in now. Let's see. I'm gonna have to take the option that I know is gonna work. I could take a less costly option that is less likely to work, but I'm gonna take the more costly option that I think is more likely to work because I'm I'm not gonna risk dying here. So I'm gonna defy all logic and step back out of this and provoke all 3 attacks of opportunity. Okay, so that's 1 hit for 5.
Does the 26 miss?
Oh, they have disadvantage on me.
Oh, right, of course, yeah. So 23 misses, right?
I don't see the 3rd attack. Oh, right. Yeah, so the elite hits me and the regular drow hits me for 5. So that's 24 in total, I think? No, 34.
24.
No, it is 24.
Yeah.
I'll just make that adjustment. Ouch. So now that I'm out of their range, I'll
Yeah.
step back more, and I'll step back some more. Sorry, Sanj. I hate to waste these, but I really need to use one right now. Gonna, let's see, a 20 foot. About here should do it.
Yeah.
So I'll shoot a firebolt, a Sanj patented firebolt.
Yes.
All
Right there
right. Kaboom.
to affect the 3 of them. I don't have
Alright.
firebolt listed, so if somebody does have fireball, roll that for me if you would. at 3rd level. I think it's 3rd level, right?
Yeah, it's 3rd level.
Boom. There we go. It will kill the 2 drow instantly. But the one who is has his shield prepared, he backflips out of the way so that only his boots and his cloak are burned.
Alright, and then with my 2nd attack, I'm going to do a bonus action first to put Hunter's Mark on him.
All right.
And then with my 2nd attack, I'll fire a what kind of bolts do I have available? A Drow Poison Bolt at him.
It seems excessive to allow the use of a fireball and an attack beyond that. So
Yeah, you're right.
I'll call it using an action to use those firebolts, and using an action takes an action. Using an item, yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably treat
theoretically-
it like a spell scroll that can
Yeah.
be used by
Yeah.
Because
non-wizards.
that you could theoretically pump like 5 of those out in a turn, which
Exactly.
is insane.
And if you start making disintegration bolts, then yeah,
Thanks for the idea.
good idea.
Yeah, you're absolutely
right.
right. So I will still use my bonus action to put Hunter's Mark on him there.
Cool.
And that's it.
Skeviak's up. You're in spiders,
All
Skeviak.
right. Yeah, he's unhappy about that. In fact, he's generally unhappy with the situation. That fire elemental doesn't look so friendly all of a sudden. So what he's gonna do is he's gonna click his heels together. And I'm gonna give myself a little marker.
Good idea. There's a boot marker there if you want to use that, or a
I
fly.
have the wing marker and the boot marker.
Perfect.
And he's going to fly up and out at like a 45-degree angle, basically up to the ceiling, or as close as he can get. How high is it?
Yeah, 30 foot high.
All right, yeah.
20 foot at the start, but it goes to 30 foot in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's gonna fling at that guy.
All right. Here's a bit of cover from the pillar, dwarven make, and that combined with his agility and his shield, it makes him a difficult target.
Well, I got a lot of these things.
That's right. And you've got a good record with javelins too. So it's a 14, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's not going to hit. It lodges itself in the pillar, and because dwarves build such good pillar, your javelins break. Javelin break.
Or I don't get advantage for being elevated, do I?
No. You could, but not in this
Alright.
instance. No.
Then yeah.
All right. Zevran.
All right. I am going to take the dodge action, as if these spiders on me weren't already bad enough,
Indeed.
I'm now covered in more spiders. And
so many spiders.
My girlish screams intensify as I attempt to get them off me. So I'm taking the dodge action first and then moving my 30 feet.
All right. I think a couple of them have used their reactions and a couple haven't. So I'll give you one bite from the spider, but it's a token bite, and it doesn't threaten you in any real way.
That is my turn, unfortunately.
Unfortunately,
I will give Sanj inspiration, bardic inspiration.
Yeah, no more giant spiders. So.
Okay. I'm just gonna give myself a reminder for this inspiration. All right, so I'm gonna go. What's this? So that's 10, 20, 25, 30, 35. I'm gonna end up here. Try and issue a command to the elemental. Fail. Fail.
The elemental, fuck you, buddy! Burn!
Yeah, it's like, okay. Oh shit. All right. So my hand comes up like above me directly, like Krillin's Destructo disc. I begin to ionize all the air around me, and I'm just going to fling a
We haven't-
firebolt.
We haven't got 100 rounds for you to get that disc ready.
Straight line, lightning bolt at 4th level. So it's gonna be these 2 swarms and the elemental itself.
And like you carve a path through the insect swarm as well, but it just fills with thousands more insects. All right.
Nice higher level cast.
Yeah, I know. Feels bad, man.
Feels bad, man. All right. Dexterity. 1, 2. And poor elemental that never really did anything wrong.
He stopped following orders.
That's exactly it.
Oh, water deep fascism.
So it's 35 lightning damage total.
Boo! You vaporize Zebram's spiders. Boo! You vaporize Zebram's other spiders too. He's going to be furious. But the lightning bolt strikes the elemental and causes it to dissipate and lose some of its energy.
Excellent. And that'll be turn.
It's a good strike, yeah. All right. The Quaggoths in the rear wail down on their opponent. 3 on since Kaisia's not here, right? Yeah. So all 4 can wail down on Aldrich because they look at her, they poke her, and she doesn't do anything. So they're like, "No, we'll go for this one instead," and launch themselves at Aldrich. Stone axes, flying, hacking with reckless abandon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that was 8.
Were any of them feared when he did his frighten last time?
Oh yeah. The ones with the hearts. So 2 of them are, which are the last 2. So yeah, automatic 1, 2 will miss. 19, I think will miss. 7, 10, 24 might hit. I'm not sure. Is Eldritch here? 24.
Yeah,
Does that hit?
24 hits.
Oh, it breaks through your armor. He scratched you. Your armor has been flawless up until now. So pretty, but he just kind of broke it a little bit. It's like it's not perfect anymore. I'd be furious. 10 points of damage. Those spiders that remain launch themselves towards Bjorn, for he has warm blood and will make for a tasty incubator.
I think they still take the fire damage from the elemental when it was under my control.
Oh, that's a bit unfortunate.
So one takes 7, the other takes 2.
All right. They are vanishing, but there is no Bjorn, so they go for Keviak instead. I'm like, hang on, this bear doesn't.
He's flying. How are the spiders?
He's not gonna
Yeah,
help.
he's on the ceiling.
Oh well. All right, I go for Lucius.
Go for Kevin.
What choice do they have? They swarm towards you, crawling up your. Well, do you wear a skirt, a dress? I'm not judging. I'm just asking.
No.
You got pants.
Pants.
Oh, really? I've never.
I thought Amara wore the pants.
Ooh. Alright. 19. Does that hit?
19 does. A 12 does not.
You're being ravaged by spiders. They are inside your pantaloon and making their way into your undergarment. Aldrich, you're surrounded on all sides by polar bear men wielding stone clubs. Half of them fear you, half of them do not.
I will cast Vampiric Touch And I'm going to attack the one on the top left.
Aha. He does not fear you. He will soon.
And then I'm going to use my channeled Touch of Death, channeled Divinity, which is 25 extra damage, and
Ooh.
then with my my Necrotic Shroud, I'm going to do another 10 necrotic damage.
You watch as this Quaggoth withers away. He has a lot of strength, but you drain some with your vampiric touch, and then the necrotic shroud rips away more, and then finally he can withstand no more. And the touch of death causes his heart to give out. He collapses like a pile of fur and bone.
And then I spin and twirl like an anime character and cast Spiritual Weapon as a bonus action.
Your weapon is filled with the spirit of Leviathan, who was so pleased with you recently. You've been such a good boy.
And I attack the bottom right one.
Oh. Ooh, that will ravish the bottom right one. He already fears you, and now he knows why. Well,
So did we want to leave it there since we're at the top of the round now and it's 5 o'clock?
indeed, that shall be the position where we remain in a brutal cutthroat battle that, when you really think about it, has continued ever since you first stumbled into that tunnel and alerted the Drider. It's been one ongoing stream of combat with only a few moments to catch your breath in between.
The combat truly started when Zev drew a squid and squirted out black ink the second he got scared. It's like, oh yeah, let me just hold person this guy so he can't raise an alarm.
To be fair, I did